Thank you, Maria and Mac, for joining us on Business Minds. And the first question we want to ask you is, how long have you guys been in Naples, and what business or businesses do you own?
Well, I've been in Naples for 8 years, and I came from Russia, straight here to Naples. And yeah, I've been living here for 8 years, and I feel like every year I'm here, I love it more and more. Because in the beginning, it seemed a little quiet to me, and because I come from a big city in Russia, so I was like, where's everything? Because I was looking for tall buildings, and and everything is kind of flat here. So I was like, do people even live here? Where's everything? But then everything is kind of hidden, and I've learned to look for hidden gems, and I found so many interesting places here. And it's beautiful, it's safe, it's amazing.
Yeah. What about you, Mac? How long have you been here?
So I've been here for 3 years.
3 years.
From Fort Lauderdale. I was there from 1989. So about, 30 years in Fort Lauderdale. And then I moved out here for work.
Yeah.
And we came across the business opportunity, so that's both of us, our first business.
How did you guys cross paths?
We met out in public,
Okay.
and then we just became good friends. We had some
Kind of
interest.
like a business mindset, I guess.
Yeah.
We were just
Searching.
bouncing ideas of each other, and then
That opportunity came up, and then we talked about it and made the jump into it.
Okay.
And for me personally, that's not my only venture I want to get into.
Okay.
This is the start, and
Right.
trying to see what kind of snowballs after
Right.
that. What else opportunities come up?
What's the name of the business?
Soul Therapy Grotto.
Okay. Soul Therapy. So you guys, it's your first business venture?
Yeah.
Your first one, right?
Yeah.
For the both of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I can say that, I've been in beauty industry for a while, and I've been doing my own thing, like having my own little business, just having my clients and just kind of, trying to develop my own little beauty business.
Yeah.
So I have an idea of how things work here in Naples, how word of mouth is very important, how, just having good relationships with your clients is very important. So getting into this, I still have my old clients coming to me now, because before I was going to them. So now they come to me, and this is the best part about it. And they're very, very supportive, and I really appreciate that.
Right. And what's so how long since you guys have taken over?
It's been, it was February, February
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah, so that's 9 months.
Yeah,
So very new.
Yeah.
very, very new, yes.
Yeah. So
What
it was
made you
a-
get into the salt therapy?
it,
What
it-
made you have an interest in that?
We saw the business was for sale, and we were checking out different locations before that.
Where did you see, sorry to cut you off, where did you see it was for sale?
It was on one of the business websites.
Okay.
It was listed as the business that's for sale.
Okay.
So when I personally saw it, I was like, oh my God, this would be an ideal way for me to bring my beauty services, my spiritual services, and yoga classes into it. And it has such a holistic approach to it. So I just decided to go and take a look at it, and when we came to see it,
we saw there was opportunities there.
we
as
definitely
the
fell in love with
spacing,
it.
Yeah, what was available,
Right.
and what opportunity we could bring to it, add on to what's already established. So it was
Right.
already established, the atmosphere, the availability of what's in the rooms, and then what Maria brings to the table. We could add that on that. So
Right.
that was opportunities there.
Right.
And what, going back a little bit, what triggered going into business? Was it more, I want to do something that I like, or it was more I see a different opportunity in that route?
I think probably we had different motives in this.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes, yeah, we definitely have
Because you guys play different roles, right?
Yes, completely different roles, and I feel like what really helps to me is that Mac is very organized. you know, he knows how to structure everything, because that is not my strength at all. I sometimes I can be all over the place. I come up with some ideas and my mind is a little bit chaotic. So we definitely had different reasoning.
You have a great balance.
So far, I think so. Yes.
I handle like the behind the scenes stuff, like, you know, financial stuff and like the edits on the website. But Maria, she's very creative. You know, she's very creative. She has a lot of ideas, and then, you know, she presents some of them to me, and then, you know, I add a little something or discuss a couple of things. But she pretty much handles like the classes and services, basically.
Well, I'm pretty much, I just live there. That's what
That's
you're trying to say here. I just handle and just like live in there. Living at the spa.
But do you love what you do?
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, to me, if your question was how, what made us want to have the business, for me, it was the idea to, first of all, again, be based at a certain location, so I don't have to travel to different spas, different yoga studios to my clients and stuff like that, and have everything in one place. Yes. And also the fact that I can create a community of like-minded people, because, you know, even teaching spiritual classes or offering spiritual services, you know, it's just something that is very meaningful, I guess. Yes. And I feel like it just gives my heart some pleasure to be able to offer something like this to people, and I feel like people need this.
What are some classes that you offer at the Soul Cave?
Well, I personally teach yoga. Mostly it's restorative, gentle classes, and obviously it's inside the Soul Cave, so you can get the benefits of, you know, breathing the salty air, get healthy, and at the same time, you know, you be mindful about your body. And I do sound therapy, I do crystal bowls, everything that's has to do with, you know, meditation, grounding, and stuff like that. I do a belly dancing class every Wednesday at 6. Which camera? Because that's my favorite class. That one? Okay.
Actually, that one. That's on me.
Yeah, I'm trying to look there. Okay, so a belly dancing class is my favorite to teach for girls. It's amazing. Do you too? Come, when are you coming?
Tomorrow I'll be there.
Okay.
You should do that. Right?
No, I always have like a...
Keep on showing it.
I love dancing, and like belly dancing was one of the things I always wanted to try. He's like, you used to do that. No, that was just something I always wanted to try. Any type of dancing. I've always been obsessed with dancing. So that was something when I was younger. I had like the skirt and like the outfit.
Perfect.
But I never like actually did it.
Yeah.
Went to a class.
Yeah. So it's very easy, because a lot of people think that, oh my God, you know, I've never tried it, so what am I going to do? And it's very, very easy. I always tell my clients that if you're a woman, you already know how to shake it. You know, you were born this way, so you just need to, you know, add some jiggle to it, some sparkle. Oh, and I am going to mention that Michelle Lee, who came here, I know that she interviewed with you guys. She was the one who initially inspired me, so I really want to mention her. Because because me and her, we worked on creating a class, and she inspired me, and she was like, Maria, you were born to be a belly dancing teacher. I'm like, really? So then when I tried, I was like, maybe I am born. Yeah, so then since then, it's such a great class.
From when you started your business, do you think you've found different things that are actually things that you really like within your business, and you're just enjoying the path, or because you said that he was more of the numbers person in the business, right?
Yeah. So
are you enjoying the services that you're actually, you know, putting out for people, in the sense that is that before? So where I'm trying to put this question is that, are you enjoying the business more than the business?
Yes.
More like a hobby than a business?
I honestly think that right now that's the stage that I'm at because I love the idea of the services that we are providing because it just means a lot to me, you know.
And plus, you're helping people.
That's exactly what it is. So seeing how people feel better after they spend some time in the Salt Cave or spend some time at a class or, you know, getting red light therapy or sauna or just coming out of the room with a service and they have a smile on their face and like, oh, that feels so good. And it just makes me feel like, you know what? Yes, come back. You know, I want you to feel this
Salt
way.
Cave. Yeah.
Because
My nose is so messed up. I can't smell anything.
It's so messed up.
You should live there with me.
When I went there that day, I
We
could
were
breathe.
breathing so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So seriously, come back and take
Yeah.
pictures and do all the
No,
marketing
seriously,
stuff.
like,
Yeah.
it was good.
Use that as an excuse. Like, you know what? I think I need to take a couple more pictures here in the cave.
And just breathe it in.
Yeah.
From you started about a year, you said?
Yeah.
About 9 months.
9 months.
9 months. So
Max from Broward.
yeah.
Broward.
Let's go!
Broward.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, you know I'm
Okay, now we're gonna talk about Broward.
Every time I see a Broward number,
He gets so
Number.
excited. He's
I'm
the
like,
first thing
"You're
he
from
says.
Let's talk about it.
I don't know, because it's so different.
Yeah.
Broward than Naples.
Oh,
Well, yeah, very
big time.
different.
It's so different.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it has its pluses. Like I said, I was there over 30 years.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
were you born there?
No, I was born in Dominica. For
Okay,
sure.
okay.
So,
For sure. Just throwing it out there.
no, I gotta represent.
Well, how old were you when you moved to?
10.
Oh,
I
you
was
were
10 years
okay,
old when
okay.
I came out. And then pretty much from then, in 89, all the way through 2019, you know, got my career opportunity out here.
Yeah.
Then I, you know, commuted for a while and then eventually moved in 2020.
Did you grow up in Fort Lauderdale?
Miramar.
In Miramar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much Miramar, elementary.
The whole way
middle
through
school, high
Miramar?
school, Yeah.
Okay.
And what made you come from Russia to Naples?
Her life situation. No, I came here because my ex-husband was from here.
Oh, from
Yes,
Naples.
yes, directly from here. And before I met him, I didn't even know what Naples was. I only knew about Miami and Orlando.
Okay.
You know,
I
like
didn't know
Na-
what Naples was.
Yeah, it's like Naples. Okay.
And I was an hour and a half away from Naples. You know, Naples so hidden. Well, not
a hidden
anymore.
gem.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
not
hidden
not
Yeah.
anymore. Like right
Yeah,
now
it's not that hidden anymore.
right
It
now
was
Yeah.
literally hard to get to work today. There's so many
it's,
people.
it's trending right
It's
now.
good for us.
It's still-
you know,
Yeah,
they're
Yeah,
coming
that's
back.
the great part.
Yeah.
Yes.
What would you say is the biggest difference between?
Who wants to talk about Broward?
Let's talk about Broward.
The biggest difference, I would say, the
Traffic.
the traffic.
No, you said it.
No, the traffic for sure. Well, that's one of them. I think the people out here
Yeah.
are more, somewhat nicer.
Dude,
What?
I said that. The first thing I said.
Everybody
The
listens
first
so
thing I
nasty, but
said
it's
to
so
my
true.
brother when he asked me, "How do you like it?" Because he's been here longer than I have. The first thing I said was, "People are nice here."
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's not-
I've always
and it's-
came out.
Broward, hello. Nice
Shut up,
Oh, we're nicer.
We're somewhat nicer.
And we still have a lot of friends from there, you know, and we
Just feels like everybody's
for the
friends.
record.
Well, for the record, guys, we're not talking about you right now, friends.
No, but it's nice. It's just different. It's like it's so different. You wouldn't believe that it's two different cities and they're so close.
Yeah.
You know,
When
it's
you're driving on Alligator Alley, back from
You feel the
all the
peace
traffic,
coming.
You feel like
and you see
the
the
wave
sun.
of
You see the
peace and
sun setting.
niceness.
You see the sun setting. It's like you're driving into like
Yeah.
It's like walking into a
Leaving all
soccer.
those
Yes, yes.
nice people. God, that's hilarious.
But what was the what would you say when you opened the business? What would you say was the hardest part of the business?
Well, it was already established.
Okay.
So the business was established in 2016, and we purchased in early 22. The hardest part was just trying to figure out just the routines of the business, because the previous owners, they helped out for two weeks, right? And then pretty much after that you're on your own. So then it's trying to figure out, hey, there's no more help here, and anything from this point forward is on you. So, but I wouldn't say anything was like hard. Just basically getting the financial part down. We had some issues with getting the new website.
Yeah, those little
Things
things
going on.
definitely
So
took some
it's
time.
just, I think that the website was like the main thing to get going.
And
Yeah.
are you guys planning in the future to open like more locations, or maybe do something different or something similar to it?
Yeah, we looked at possibility of expanding. So we have like a 2-year plan, or 3-year plan that we're looking to move forward to, but we just kind of have to just focus on like our core stuff right now, keep growing it with the new services, and then once the opportunity comes and the goals get met, we'll look at like expanding. But I wouldn't necessarily say like another location, but just probably maybe a larger space, or even though it's space next to it if that's available.
Yeah. I feel like you guys are a good team.
Yeah.
Because,
It's a good balance.
Yeah, at least it
You
sounds,
feel the craziness from here and very grounded.
Yeah, he's super calm.
just because sometimes as you grow, your roles change.
Yeah.
But it's good that there's two of you, because sometimes when you're just one person and you're scaling it, then you're kind of doing less of what you like to do in a sense, because you're so busy monitoring or like overseeing people, right?
Of course.
Yeah, and it is a lot. I mean, on her end, she does a lot, and I know she gets overwhelmed. And me, I'm not like as present, but I still do a lot on the backside, and that gets overwhelming also. So even if it was one person trying to handle 2 things, it can be done at a certain level, but then the quality of it will be like lower. So she's focused on certain things, I'm focused on certain things.
And let's not forget he has a full-time job too.
Yeah,
so.
Right.
Definitely.
And how crazy is it that you're both in the same business, but what you see on a day-to-day can be so different to what you see on a day-to-day, because you're operating it and you're looking at the numbers and seeing and all that stuff. So
It's
how important is communication between you as partners?
Yes, let me just tell you one thing. You're so right about him seeing something completely different from what I see.
Yeah, because you get the energy for the most part, right? Of the people, right?
Let me just give you an example. Sometimes I would decorate things in the spa, like put some cute things here and there, like the candles and then he comes in and he's like, I just noticed there's like no toilet paper. And did you when you close it, did you remember to put the toilet? And I'm like, but did you notice how he's like, wait, what? There's a new painting in here? Where? So I'm like, seriously? Yeah. He's like, you forgot to turn off the candle or something, Oh, my hard work.
But it's great because you see his perspective and then he sees your perspective.
Yeah.
It's good because sometimes just one person, you could be so tunnel vision.
Like I said, like one person would lose sight of some stuff. And the overall quality of what one person might put out is not going to be as good. So there's things that overwhelm me, there's things that overwhelm her on her role and my role. But if it was just one, I mean, that would be like a lot to
be crazy, right?
Yeah.
So communication is it between business partners, like especially if somebody, because I feel like it's hard to go into business by yourself and then to go into business with somebody else can be even harder, or it can be a lot better. But I think that comes to communication and always being on the same page.
Also. And you don't have to be on the same page.
Or agree to disagree?
Yeah. Not necessarily, but just kind of.
Okay, so
saying like that term is kind of like agree to disagree. That's not really helpful because then there's no resolution.
We
Sure,
kind of
right?
have to
Sure.
come
Yeah,
to
you have to have some type
comfortable
of
middle
decision.
ground.
middle ground,
Yeah.
some type of conclusion. Because if there's something,
Have you ever had a situation that you guys bump heads, you don't agree
A
on?
couple of times,
You
yeah.
are stick to your idea and you're stuck to yours and you won't come
How do
to
you
the
find
middle.
middle
no,
ground?
we
How do you
compromise on
find
stuff.
that?
We really do compromise.
Yeah,
It's because learning each other's, it's like in any kind of relationship, friendship, partner, any kind of partners, the more you learn things about each other, the more you understand, okay, so when he says this, he actually means that. Or he's not giving
Like men.
me... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so...
It's like, come on. I'm trying
No, so for example, I would get very excited about something and I would share it with him and he would be like, well, I don't really think it's a really good idea. And then the thing is that he tries not to give me the answer immediately. He would ask me to maybe think about it for like a week or two.
That's
And I'm like, seriously? Yeah, that's the frustrating part. I'm like, here it goes again. Like, I have to wait now. It's
7 to 14 days. You have to process. Your idea.
Yeah. And even though in the beginning he can be a little critical, but later he really comes. I'm getting scared right now. Yeah.
Wait till you leave, you're gonna hear about it.
Yeah, girl, yeah, you can do it.
You said this on camera.
No, I can't be critical. I'm not gonna deny.
No, but it's good to
Yes.
have that filter in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because otherwise I would have,
I would throw out some crazy ideas.
seriously, and that would be irrational and not maybe financially smart. So then
That's
he
the
thinks about it and he goes, okay, so we can do this, but there's this, and that. I'm like, no. I'm like, might as well not even do it.
Forget about it.
It's like that word.
He's like the straight shooter in the business.
Yeah, like I try to
think
look
so,
at like
yeah.
what the impacts of certain things might be, and at the end of the day, we're here to provide like a quality service that's focused on beneficial needs for the clients, right?
Right.
But at the same time, we still have to look at the financial stuff and see that everything's
Makes
in
sense.
order. Also,
Are you a risk taker?
Oh yeah,
A what?
yeah.
Risk taker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Big risk
Yes.
taker, but it has to be calculated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's not risk then.
No, it's a risk. It's a calculated risk that you know that you're not gonna end up like in a complicated situation that you can't get out of.
Yeah.
So I don't mind I've done that in my life, taking like wild risks that most people wouldn't even dream about doing.
Yeah.
But I saw the benefit in it.
Right.
And yeah, you have to have that confidence to say, you know what, I'm gonna jump.
Right.
Because I
Right.
calculated that
And
this is gonna be the outcome.
and
I'm
what's
comfortable with that.
what's losing for you?
Losing?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any really losing. I think you might learn something. If you're gonna take a risk, you have to be comfortable with the fact that not every time you're gonna win. But like I said at the beginning, you have to be comfortable with taking that risk. So whatever the outcome might be, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I regret doing this. No, you made the decision, and whatever the outcome, if it's something negative, you learn from it and then take that moving forward.
Yeah.
That's the only way you learn.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be like, I regret doing this. Like if something fails, I'm gonna be like, I wish I wouldn't have done that. No, because you're an adult, you're not a kid.
Right.
You're aware of what's going on and what decision you make.
Yeah.
So you have to be comfortable with the outcome.
And I think calculating is good, but at the end of the day, like you have, even when things are calculated,
Yeah, there's some unknown.
there's unknown that's like you're gonna know once you do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And we live in a place that is very seasonal and we get impacted by different things like hurricanes and stuff like that, which was completely unpredictable. So that definitely, affected a lot of businesses. We're still waiting for our northern friends to fully come back, so
Right.
there was definitely something that was a little tough, but we're coming up with different ideas, and I really do think that we as business partners, I think we work good together, and I think, what the main reason is that we don't have a sense of competition. Like, you wanna, no, you, I feel like, no, he really lets me do a lot of things that I believe in, and I really respect your opinion and your input in everything. But as a woman, I feel like, we always need to feel like you have some space for creativity.
Yeah.
And he is really good about that.
Yeah.
So
like playing your roles. I feel like in a business, it's so important to know your role and play it until you either make the jump into another role, if that's what you'd like to do, or stick to your role, because I feel like sometimes, like, we've been in business for a long time, my brother and I, and
speaking of partnership, how is that going for you guys? Let's ask you.
What I was gonna say was that when we were in the food business, I joined a year and a half after he opened, so I knew, okay, like he's like captaining this, right? Like, and then I'll play this role, instead of me like, okay, no, let me do the same thing. No, it's more like, you do your thing, I'll do my thing in the business, and then because we all have one common goal.
Yeah. Yes, right? And
exactly.
we've actually learned to almost like read each other's minds on when it comes to business, and we're used to working together.
And it's it's
been like 10 years or
not to cut you off, but
I'm gonna cut you
off.
He does that.
Let me cut you off. What I was gonna say was because you guys have different, like, you're more calculated and stuff, and
I can see the same thing.
Well, I used to be like, let's do this, and then he would say stuff, and honestly, like, after years, like 6 years, I was like, okay, he was right about that.
Give him 7 years.
No,
and you're complaining about 2
sometimes,
weeks. You would give him years.
Yeah, no, not like that. I'm saying, like,
6 years. Let me think about it real quick. He said.
Not the decision, just 6 years of, like, okay, yeah, because in the food industry, sometimes you see things like all the work on the, like, let's say marketing side of things and the decisions that were made. Some things were seen like years after. So that's what I meant by that.
Yeah, and just like in any business, it takes time to see things. So I'm the one that calculates things a little bit more.
I can literally see the energies here. It's very similar. Like, I feel like you kind of like, you're more emotional, like on like me, and you're more calculated, like Mac.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to know what losing was for him. Depending on how people answer questions, I like to like go into like weird questions. But but I mean, with him, it's I don't want to brag, but it's been a great team, a great community. Plus, we're 10 years apart. So
I would not have been.
Yeah, so it helps when you have someone in front of you that has gone through things, and some things that worked, some things that didn't work, because that person is able to tell you, okay, if you go that way, that's going to happen, So it's an advantage. To me, it's when people listen to other people that have a little bit more experience, for good or for some things that didn't go good, it puts you in advantage, for whatever.
Do you sometimes treat him like a little brother because you have so much experience and you're like...
He's actually very like mature, and it doesn't feel like he's 10 years younger. So I listen to things that he's got to say.
In Broward, we grow up fast.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's got great ideas, and I also learn from him, because it's like a fresh,
mind.
You learn from everybody, So for the things that you want to do,
or
the
the
things that you don't want to do.
disagreements based on, for example, hey, I know better because I'm an older brother.
No, I don't see things like that. I see it more as well, maybe there is something that I don't know, or something new, or something, you know.
Which
I try to be
he would
open-minded,
know, but
I still give him my opinion, you know, like, okay, I don't think it should be done that way. And if he says yes, we should, and then we end up going that way, then I'll support it, you know. And
Disagreements, yeah.
There's
There's always disagreements.
Yeah, but it's normal. It's part of it.
But there's never like decisions made until
both of
disagreement
you guys
talked
are
about. Yeah.
and that's probably the most important part.
Oh, you
Nobody's
guys,
gonna
you
go
guys are great actually, because you guys turned the interview to. This is on you. Now we're gonna go into the harder question.
It's like, wait a minute. That's gonna be the punishment, right?
What would you guys? What would be your advice to the people that want to do what you guys did and leap into business? Would you say find like a partner that shares the same vision, or would you say just go for it on your own, or does it depend on the person? What would be your advice?
I think it depends on how prepared you feel you are, what kind of business it is, of course, and if you do have a person who you really feel comfortable with, because you gotta listen to your gut feeling, and if there's something that is kind of, not giving you a good vibe. Well, I'm speaking from a spiritual point of view because because he would not even probably agree with.
Well, how long did you guys know each other prior to going into business?
Not that long.
That's
it was
crazy.
only 2-3 months.
Before going into business?
Yes, and like all that time we were literally focusing on talking about different ideas and what business can we get into, what spa, checking things online, trying to do applications and stuff like that. So, and I just, for some reason, I felt comfortable. I felt like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and I could have went with a couple of other people and they were women, but for some reason, something was telling me that it was just not going to be a good, energetically.
It just
I don't know.
felt right. You guys just went with your gut.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? Because 2 months, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be comfortable. So, like, as far as like whether to go out on your own or do it with a partner, I think each person has to look at like the specific situation, like how definitely how you feel about it. You're always gonna have like a little bit of apprehension in any type of business venture.
Yeah.
Even if it's by yourself or with someone else, but you're never gonna be feeling ready. So
just like for example, to have a baby, right? You feel like you're ready to have a baby, but you're not really ready to have a baby, and you can never be 100% ready for it. And especially I feel like it's a man's perspective that no, we need to still make more money, and we, but I feel like it's the same thing with any kind of big decisions. It's like you can never really be 100% ready. Like you will not wake up one morning and say, you know what? Today I'm so ready.
right. What do right? And what do some goals? What does business in the future look like for the both of you? Like, what goals do you guys have regarding business? Because it can be different, right? Not just with this business, but ultimately, like, what do you see your end goal in business like?
Well, you can go first.
Personally, for me, it's having like 3 or 4 different businesses, and managing them like throughout the day to the point where I wouldn't have to work my regular job, or if I do work my regular job, that kind of is like a personal choice, not a necessity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the goal.
This is very cool, man, because I think it can inspire a lot of people who are on like grinding every day, and want to make a leap into business.
Yeah.
I think you guys been through the same kind of situation.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about this.
Going back to us.
When it comes to business.
Yeah, because you also had your full-time jobs, and then at some point you started feeling comfortable to.
Yeah, there's always a place to start, right? You gotta work until you make the jump. Me personally, I love business since I was little, very little. You know, I will like sell whatever, and I had that in me. You know, and
Just came to you
I've always
naturally.
felt suffocated working a 9 to 5. That doesn't mean it's good or bad, but that's my personal thing.
Yeah.
I've worked 9 to 5s many times. I went back from business, went back to 9 to 5, and got back into business. But it's almost like self-awareness, you know, like knowing what you really want for you, and as long as you know that that's what you want, then just go for it. And then if it goes bad, then you do something else. It's like not like you never lose, right? You always learn, and the more things you do and the more things you learn, the more value you have.
Yeah.
So and it's easier when you go from one business to the other. You're definitely in advantage from someone that is just starting a business, because you know where to start, you know what's next, you know what moves to make, what moves not to make. So
You're
and that's why
used to the punches a little bit.
you get used to you get used to, you know, getting hit from here, from there, and you just become a stronger person.
Yeah.
You know, so the other thing I wanted to ask you before we wrap up, what do you think about this interview, what we're doing for business owners here now, local, hopefully later for more people, but we're trying to give a little space for business owners to share their story and get to know you, because now here we got to know you more, you know, so it's great for us. So what we say is it's good for other people.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has done anything like this specifically in our area. So it's very important for other business owners to get to know each other, and for people who are planning to get into a business and see how it works. And I also wanted to say, you know, we are in the beginning stage of our business right now. Of course, we have challenges and everything, but it would be interesting to have like another talk in a couple of years and see if we're still think we're good business you know. Because things change, you know, everything changes in this world. So our decisions, you know, what we make every single day when we wake up, you know, it's just could be a different path just opening in front of you the next day. But I feel like it's important to just take one day at a time and see, what can I do today to put a smile on somebody's face? How can I make my clients happy, or I don't know, offer something to them that they didn't expect to receive, and just make them excited, you know? So but yeah, what you guys are doing. Sorry, how did I even start talking about
That's the whole point of the interview.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's how I saw how you interviewed Michelle and a couple of other people that I know. And for example, I'm sitting here and I see this magazine and I know this beautiful lady from here. Yeah, she's probably gonna be happy to see. Well, like, she has this magazine at her yoga studio. This is Meryl Kaminis, and she's the owner of the yoga house. And just, you know, Naples, it's small and big at the same time. We know each other, you know, different businesses. It's amazing. And we should probably have more
that
events.
That was Naples Lifestyle Magazine.
And Naples Lifestyle Magazine right there.
Shout out to Naples Lifestyle.
Yeah. The credit goes all the way there. No, this is great, guys. You're doing an amazing job. This is very, very important.
Yeah. What drives you?
What drives you?
Yeah. What drives you?
Let's get real serious. No, but what drives you guys?
Me personally, seeing a smile on somebody's face, and when somebody comes to me like, Maria, this was really, really nice, thank you so much, you know, and I know that it's sincere, you know. Sometimes we want to see that Google review and like, oh my god, yes, but to me that's not even when they put it in public. It's when somebody comes to me
directly to you,
or sends me a message and just saying, you know what, I just felt so good today after the class. Like, it just really made my whole entire week, you know. I was so stressed out. And that is so much more important to me than any kind of Google review or a 5-star.
Good or bad, right? I mean, it's going
Yes,
straight to
of
you.
course,
Yeah.
of course. The bad is also important to know. Like, hey, you know, what was happening with the music inside the cave? Like, what? You know, or where's the salt? It's everywhere. You know, so sometimes people have interesting questions, but yeah, it's just the feedback. It's staying connected. I think that's what really drives me and gives me, I guess, purpose to my life.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. What about
you, man? Broward.
Let's go!
What drives me, I would say, like solving problems, because there's always gonna be problems. That's kind of tied into like my job
That's
also.
a very unexpected
right?
answer.
Because problems are always going to be there. And so once you solve it, it brings a certain level of comfort. So it's not necessarily I'm trying to achieve a certain objective, but mentally being prepared to solve a problem and then actually solving it, that is like comforting.
When you say problem in business,
Anything.
in everything.
Anything like work related, like I said, my regular job, and the business, whatever obstacles are in front of it, it needs to be solved.
So you like solving problems?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
We'll
what
call you when we have a problem.
So you can solve it.
What's
What
that?
about money?
What about like
What about money?
Yeah, what about money? No, but I'm saying, like, is financial freedom the goal?
Yeah, I think partially, but if that's like your number one motivator, it kind of might
Take away from
distract
what you do?
Yeah, it'll distract you from some of the hard work you need to do, or some of the interactions that you might need to have with people that's not related to the money. If your focus is only on money, and then there's some things related to the business that you might need to learn, or some I've learned a lot of things that I didn't even know that I was capable of doing, you know, like stuff with creating stuff yesterday for the website.
Like we I've learned how to build a website pretty much. We did have a little bit of help, but not the best help. So I've learned how to literally do the whole
You're
thing
not belly
myself.
dancing.
He never took any yoga class.
I'm not the belly dancing
It's
type.
just not his.
It's like different.
No, yeah. I mean that. I'll support it 100%.
Yeah, he
but
supports
just in a
yoga
different way.
and all of that.
Yeah.
Is just I've learned not to expect him to 100%. Be like, I'm taking a class tonight, so so that's just not gonna be his thing, And I guess that's also another part of understanding what your partner is good at and not as good at, like.
Yeah, like you have to value the time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna
definitely.
put too much energy on, knowing the exact content of the belly dance and the moves and stuff like that. Right? Like what value does that add to my role? It doesn't really add any. So
But,
I know what it is. I know when the classes are. That's as far as it goes.
We really appreciate the time. I know when you're in business, time is key.
Yep.
But we thank you so much for being here. And I think we're good on the time, right?
But I think just not to extend it so much, but I think it's really cool. Like you got your guys' partnership, and especially Mac. Like you have your job, and then you invest, or you went into business, and you still hold your job until, because that does seem very calculated. And I think that if anybody wants to go in business, you don't always have to 100% dive right into it. You can find great partners and see how you can go into it, or how you fit into that equation, with still holding and being secure in a sense, and not kind of leaping 100%. So I think it is really cool, because out of the people we've interviewed so far, this is the unique situation, that you're in, and I think it gives people like it can inspire people to do the same.
I mean, it's definitely possible, but like I said, it has to
make sense.
It makes sense for sure. For you to go into business, it has to make sense to a certain level, but you have to be comfortable with the unknown.
Right.
and the risk. Like
Right.
you don't have all the answers. You don't know what it's gonna look like next year. You have an idea, but you have to be comfortable to jump.
Yeah.
And I think most people, they're not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And that's what holds them back.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't know. And I didn't know, but I still have to jump. She didn't know. She
Right.
still has to jump.
Right. There's so much unknown in business,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you
Well,
have to
that's
jump.
awesome that you guys are in business, and we love working with you guys.
We love working with you too.
And thank you for being part of Business Minds. Hopefully, I swear that this one I could go for
Oh yeah,
at
we
least
keep
another
going.
hour. But hopefully, season 2 it'll be something different.
We gotta
yeah.
open in an hour.
Okay. Well, all right. Thank you guys so much for being part of.
And we have another interview.
For
Thank you.
real?
Yes, we do.
Oh, that's awesome. You guys stay busy. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we're doing something that we like, and sharing information with people. You know, it's for us. It's kind of like our passion too. Just business talk. You know, we learn so much from different scenarios.
Yes, I'm sure people learn from you as well because you have really amazing story too. Look, you have 2 beautiful couples, and you guys are creating amazing things. You know.
Thank you. We're actually behind now many businesses here in Naples, so we're fortunate to be able to do that, and just working hard, you know, and just sharing information, which is what people really need to be able to go out there and get things done. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I hope you guys have a great day and just keep doing what you're doing. I think you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.